this is Brett Domino for musicradar.com. I suppose you're wondering how that piece of introductory title music was created. Well, wonder no further, because I can tell you that everything you heard was played on this, the Roland Lucina AX-09. At first glance it may resemble a dot matrix printer from the mid-80s, or some kind of musical photocopier, but it's actually the brand new shoulder synthesizer from Roland, a smaller, more affordable version of the AX-synth keytar, which is what I've got. The keytar is having a bit of a resurgence at the minute, having previously been at its peak in the 1980s. Keytars have been recently spotted around the necks of such artists as will.i.am off Black Eyed Peas, Lady Gaga, Matt Bellamy out of Muse, and Snoop Doggy Dogg. So what's so good about keytars? I'll tell you, but first let's take a closer look at the Lucina AX-09. The first thing to do is to put the keytar on. Luckily Roland have included a tuitional DVD to show you how to do this. The first thing I notice about the Lucina in comparison to the AX-synth is that it's much smaller and lighter. This is due to it having less surface area and not as much weight. Let's have a play. It's alright, isn't it? Here's my top 5 things. The positioning of the buttons underneath the keys is good, because it means you can change your sound really easily without having to faff around up here if they were up here like they are on the AX-synth. So that's good. One thing I'm not so keen on is this handle system here. This block's alright when you're doing your D-beam and your big volume knob, it's fine, but when you're trying to do your pitch bend, this often gets in the way of you if you've got big hands. Then you keep knocking against it and it's quite irritating. One of my favourite things about the Lucina is the this little holster thing that they've put on the strap. Don't know if you can see. I'm not really sure what it's intended for, but it's good for putting your phone in and like a bottle of water. What I sometimes like to do if I'm doing a gig is have a mid-gig banana. So it's great for that, or say I'm in a practice or something, I get a bit peckish, just reach round here. I've got a banana, it's no hassle whatsoever. Another big difference between the Lucina and the AX-synth is that on the Lucina there's no controls on the back here, which I do miss, because on the AX-synth you've got a volume wheel and a tone wheel and a sustain button and all sorts, which I like to play with my thumb, but there's nothing here. What you can do though is plug a sustain pedal in, and you can set the bar so that this squeezy bar does sustain as well, which is quite good. Yeah, and the last thing, it's got this USB stick holder hole here, where you can plug in a memory stick and with some songs on, and you can play along to some songs on the keytar. Don't really know what to say about that. I've not tried it. Doesn't really appeal to me. Just stick a CD on, but I imagine it'd be quite a novelty, isn't it? So, for a full review of the Roland Lucina AX-09, go to musicradar.com. Remember earlier when I asked what was so good about keytars? Does this answer your question?